Hello and welcome to another episode of the Climbing Destinations podcast. I'm your host, Amit Pendro, and thanks for joining. Sorry for my voice, I'm a bit having a cold, but let's get going. So today we're discovering the world famous Meteora. Meteora is one of the most beautiful and unique places around the world. Also a very famous UNESCO site, mainly known for the beautiful rock towers and the suspended monasteries on top of it, on top of those amazing rock towers. It's magical, and it's totally insane place. And for this episode, we're speaking with Vassili. Vassili is a local legend. He was born there, and he knows every stone, cave, tower, whatever you run around the area. He's been living there all his life. Today he's a guide. He's bolting new routes, developing bouldering areas nearby, and doing some other crazy stuff like soloing and base jumping. And he's a pure, real legend of our sport, and a super nice guy. I met him a few years back when me and my wife, we were traveling around Greece for a while, and we had a stop in Meteora, and we just had a couple of beers outside of his climbing gym. It was like a super nice and memorable experience, so it was awesome to reconnect with him. We always referred to him as the Zen master, because he's always seemed like so calm and in control, and I'm sure that's what he is. So we were talking about a lot of super interesting stuff, the history of the place, why there are such huge distances between the bolts in Meteora, about newer and more modern sectors, bouldering areas even, food, and really a lot more. It took some time to skyrocket, but after a while it's just pure gold, so stick around. And just before we get going, just really quick announcement I'm really excited about is two things and collaborations. So the first one is for the training enthusiasts of you. So for me personally, I have times that I enjoy climbing without any structure, and times that I do enjoy some structure and proper training. For example, like now when I have like quite a big goal ahead of me, and we'll talk about maybe in the future. And so I decided like I want to start training properly. So for this, during my life as a climber, I've known a lot of coaches and platforms and stuff. And I recently started working with the ClimbingPill, ClimbingPill.com. It's a platform for training by Ofer Blutrich. He's a professional climber, a coach, a physio, and just a really great person. And I've been with the platform for a couple of months now, and it's great. I love it. And there is a bot that reminds you every day the training you need to do, which is super comfortable and nice. And the really game changer thing is that they have a 24/7 support. So from a team of a coach and physios, and so it's really cool. I really recommend it. So if you want to give it a try, you can check it out and get 20% off for your first month of training using CDP24 on checkout. So that's CDP24 on checkout at theclimbingpill.com. Go check it out. Second thing is super cool, and I'm excited about that as well, is that, as I said, and you will know, I traveled a lot in Greece in my life, and I rented a car many times. And I always did that, or not always, but once I found out that I do it through Avance, which is a local company, a Greek company, I looked back. So I always rented through Avance. And always I had like really good impressions, and it was awesome every time. So basically, if you want to rent a car when you go to Greece and you want to give a hand, to the podcast. So I would make like a tiny commission. So you can get into their website through the link I leave here in the show notes and on the website climbingdestinationpodcast.com. So that's it. Two very exciting announcements and a really awesome episode ahead. So I hope you enjoy it. Get your chalk out because this one gets there are some crazy stories about far bolts. And yeah, just have fun and see you on the other side. Ciao, ciao. Hello, Vassili.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Happy that you're here. Uh, happy to see you after like many many years. Okay, so before we start about climbing and Meteora in general and stuff, can you tell us a bit about you? Yeah, what do you do and everything?
Okay, I'm Vassili. I born in Calabaca, in Meteora. So I start climbing since I was, since I don't remember, since I was a kid. So the first years we were just playing around and finding some caves to explore or something like that. So the climbing was uh, an adventurous thing for us, and and a big play for all my friends. So we're discovering new places to go, new kind of secret paths and routes. So that's how we started to do some climbing. My big brother, he was climbing at the time a lot, so and I had some experiences with him, like I was trying he was trying to get me into climbing, but I was very very small. I couldn't take off the nut, the friend. So we try sometimes, but he told me, okay, you're very small. You cannot take out uh, the nut, so we're gonna wait or something. Yeah. So yeah, I started to climb something like that and have experiences with a proper climbing equipment since I was very young. So after I started to do some more climbing when I was about 11, 12 years old. I started to climb every day. I started to take part in the Greek climbing competitions. And I was an athlete, a climbing athlete since my 24, 25 years old. And I started to do, then I stopped, I quit. So then I started to do some other climbing lessons to be a climbing instructor. And the last years I'm a climbing instructor. I'm a climbing coach as well. I've got a small indoor climbing team in Calabaca. And pretty much all my life is about climbing.
Nice. Thanks for that. Yeah. When I met you there, we did a small tour in the climbing gym, and I remember it has such a nice vibe and like a climber's vibe. Uh, yeah, that's a really cool memory. And I will, yeah, the Kalambaka, to who doesn't know, like for sure, Google it, but it's like one of the most prettiest places I can imagine. So it's amazing you were born there. Yeah, that's awesome. So today you're guiding or you're guiding and you have the gym and that's your full time.
Yes, I do guiding. Uh, Actually, my first guiding was when I was 16 years old. But you know, the last years I do it like like a proper job. And I have the climbing team as well, and I do rope access. I work at
Hmm.
height and all this stuff.
Right.
So ropes and the ropes.
Ropes and ropes. So climbing for
Yeah.
so long, do you still have the passion for it for yourself? Like, do you climb, I don't know, to reach higher grade and stuff like this, or it's not your thing?
Yes, it's not. Yes, it's always like that, but it's not specificate about the grade.
Uh-huh.
It's about the adventure. Okay, so I like to do things in my level, whatever is the level at the time. Sometimes when I climb more, it's harder. When I don't, it's not. But I try to find new routes that I can explore my limits every time.
Nice.
And I start to do some mountaineering the last years as well. So yeah, a little bit of mix climbing, rock, a little bit of snow, ice, whatever.
Amazing.
You know.
In Greece?
In Greece, yeah, not
Nice.
only Greece, but in Greece, you can find ice climbing as well
Yeah,
for a few days
for a few
if
days.
you are lucky.
Yeah. But there is some good mountaineering in Greece that people don't know about, right?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, nobody knows about that.
Maybe we should do another episode about that in the future. Nice. So, and what would you say, let's think about like you and your climbing. What would you say is your preferred style of climbing? Is it like a sport, trad, bouldering, mountaineering?
I think it's trad because I born in Meteora, so that's the first thing that I learned climbing. It was trad, so I think that's my favorite.
Nice. Cool. So, can you tell us a little bit about Meteora in, yeah, general? And you can go, yeah, wherever you want, but in terms of, yeah, what, like, where is it? Uh, what's it's known for? Yeah, whatever. Go with it.
Yeah, so Meteora. Um, Meteora, it's a big story. I mean, it starts from the second century BC. There was an ancient city, Aeginion was the name of that city. So it was well known about the walls, the big towers, and people used these towers. They were climbing up, so they were using these towers as fortresses. They were when they got enemies, they have to defend themselves, so they just climb up to the rocks and where they were staying up there for a few days, months, who knows? So they were fighting from the towers. So they were climbing since the second century BC that we know. And yeah, in general, is it's a unique place. It's a lot of big towers, rocky towers, and it's conglomerate. The the stone. Uh, so yeah, it's towers that among those years everybody tried to climb it. I mean the locals, the monks that they came later. So everybody were using these towers. It was a challenge for them. It was a refuge. So everybody used these towers, the caves that you can find, and yeah, since 1970, the early years of the 70s, that the first climbers came. and they start to organize this place. I mean, they start to establishing new routes that it was with with the proper bolts, with they were using the proper gear. So before people, the locals, they just climb it like that, free solo, or they were using wood axes and wires and whatever they could use. But in general, it was a free solo climbing. So when at early 70s, people came from Germany, mostly from Austrian Germany. So they started establishing some some new routes, at least one new route in every tower. So that was the first time that the locals saw somebody to climb with ropes. Okay, so and of course they called the police because they thought that they were trying to destroy something, to find something. I don't know. So they called the police, and so the police arrest them, and they went to Larissa, a city that is near. It's an hour from Calabasas. So they went there to the archaeologists because it's an archaeological place. So they went there and they discussed with the archaeologists that they decide that okay, it's climbers, so they just it's their hobby. It's not,
Yeah.
So yeah, they say that okay, you can climb wherever you want except the rock towers that they have monasteries on top. And so they start establishing the new routes, ground up, of course, because they were from a place in Germany, the Liechtenstein, the Germany and Czech Republic, this other famous place that they don't use French nuts,
Yeah.
chocolate, all
Yeah.
all those unnecessary things. So they've got their ethics and they bring them to Meteora, but they've got a big problem because it's not. You can find some cracks in the chimneys, but Meteora, of course, it's a big thing, and there are some famous routes uh, that these chimneys, narrow chimneys, very very sketchy and nice things to climb.
Yeah.
And yeah, but when you climb at the wall goes in some places it makes some waves, so it goes a little bit overhang, and then it gains slab, and then overhang. So at this overhang uh, places, they were using a lot of bolts because back at that time they didn't they didn't have the level to climb something very hard. So when you climb on a route in Meteora, uh, when it's easy, there's no bolts. So when it's overhung and it's hard, there are a lot of bolts. Their ethics, that is, they use the minimum of the bolts, and they were using when it was overhang or very hard for them to climb. We using a lot of bolts to do it aid climbing, to climb it artificially.
That's so crazy, man. That's so crazy. So that's why it's so scary to climb in Meteora.
So that's why when you climb, and they use a lot of slings, they just wrap slings around the stones. Uh, at these towers, we've got a lot of stones because it's conglomerate. So they use the minimum of the bolts and a lot of slings. So that's why when somebody climbs now, when it's easy, there's not so many bolts. And if you look around, you can find
Not so bad.
you can find some nice stones so you can wrap around the sling, but nobody nobody okay most most of the people they don't use this
Don't know.
those
Yeah.
things. They don't know how, so they say okay it's totally crazy. It is,
Mm.
but if you know how to use all of those things, it's a little bit better.
Did you get to fall on a sling like that?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get I use them a lot, but I don't fall, you know. I have stayed there for a while when I was establishing some routes. I use them a lot, but only statically.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
Like like skyhooks.
yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Nice. I can't believe that until the second century, like that always, no, until the 1970s actually, people were climbing free solo all the time on the towers.
Yeah, the thing is that people were using that those towers. Uh, they were feeding their animals. I mean, there were some brave local climbers that they were climbing up to the towers, and they were pulling goats and sheep. They were pulling the animals up because they couldn't find
Yeah.
food down on the next to Castrike in Calabaca. So you could rent the tower of some towers. You you could pay some money to the president of Castrike in Calabaca, and you could rent some the top of the tower for your animals. And then you have to find somebody to climb up and pull the animals up so you can leave them 1 2 months up there because there were plenty of food.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
yeah, until 1974 or 77, I don't remember exactly, that somebody of those goat guides slept and fell down. So after that,
Mm,
they stopped it. Yeah,
this stuff. Wow. Wow, that's
yeah, and
crazy.
women, they were climbing. Usually, they were using the cracks and the chimneys,
Yeah,
but still, it was climbing. I mean, you need skills to go there.
for sure.
Yeah, it's
For
not
sure.
something like yeah, it's
With
something
no
hard.
rubber shoes or harness or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
It's crazy. So it's probably one of the like earliest places in the world that people were climbing like properly.
I think yes.
Dang.
When Dietrich has a climb in Alisos, it's a big the big tower, rock tower in Meteora. He found some elements of climbing, something like the ninth century,
Wow.
and
Wow.
he say that probably it was uh, the first climbing before Mount Ventoux and those
Wow.
French attempts. Yeah,
That's crazy. It's amazing.
yeah. I don't know. Probably I don't know if it's the first place, but for sure it's one of the first.
Yeah, definitely. And then today, like Meteora is super famous for touristic, of course, but for climbing as well. And like since when I don't know, like the German and Austrian guys came in the 70s, and then it's like started booming, or like how is that?
Like climbing, it was a big thing because suddenly a secret place, uh, people start to see Meteora and know about Meteora because of climbers, of course, because of some movies like the James Bond and all some French movies. So it goes together. At 70s, it goes the movies, the climbers. Uh, yeah, imagine that since then you could drive to go to the monastery, to all of the monasteries. You
Yeah,
got some access close by, but not exactly
yeah,
like it is today. But buses can
no,
go up because of the
mhm,
dirty road to go up. So yeah, it was unexplored places.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was more magical. Yeah. And today, how many like to give? I mean, I've been there. I didn't climb almost a lot. We pretty much like went through for a couple of days. But like, how big is Meteora in terms of climbing? About, can you say?
Uh, I don't know exactly, but I think uh, it's 10 to 15,000 people that is coming from climbing.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, something uh, not 15,000. It is 50,000 days, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one company can come and climb for 10 days, and if we say that is 2 3 people, so that's how you can find the 10,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the style, it's like the majority is trad climbing, or today there is also sport.
Yeah, it's a mix of all of these kinds. You can find some very good bolded routes, single pitches
Uh-huh.
as well, or the first pitches of a multi pitch. But usually the
Uh-huh.
first part is more difficult, so it's more bolted. And then the rest it's not so good bolted, so you can climb the first pitch. And you can find some good bolted multi pitch climbing about 2 3 pitches, but not so many. And the most of the routes, it's a mix of alpine and trad climbing and aid climbing, and it's always an epic climb. All the routes,
Yeah.
it's an
Uh,
adventurous climb. So you have to be experienced, and you have
yeah.
to climb.
Yeah.
If you want to climb something hard, you have to go one level less than the usual that you do at sport climbing. Even if you go at sport climbing in Meteora, you have to to upgrade yourself a little bit for a few days until you get used the rope, and then you can do uh, the sketchy climb.
Yeah. 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 I don't think I've seen it anywhere. Like here in Barcelona, we have the Montserrat, which is kind of similar, but also I think a bit different. It's not really the same style. But yeah, it's very like even if you are a strong climber, it will take time to get used to the rock and for sure to what I want to talk about next, which is like super interesting for me, like the runouts and well, it's not runouts because there is no bots.
Yeah.
So like like tell me like about the ethics and what's behind it.
So the ethics it came from Germany. So we it's a little bit better than their places,
Okay.
not from all over Germany, but from the specific place that
Yeah.
we speak before. So you have to go ground up. You cannot go and do a rappel start set out like that. You have to go ground up. You have to carry all the stuff. You can use some kind of sky hooks, but most of the times they don't really work because the rock is very soft.
Yeah.
So yeah, you climb, you try to climb free, let's say, as much as you can, and then you put uh, a permanent bolt, and then you have to see where you're gonna place the main bolt when it's hard. You go like that. Otherwise, if there is a crack or chimney, you have to use the trad gear. You have to place nuts and slings and camelot, whatever you have, and you can use it. You use it. Yeah. So uh, yeah, that's why when you climb on a chimney, chimneys is it's a big thing for Meteora. When you do routes like that, it's totally unsafe because there are no bolts. Uh, because if you go inside, you actually you are the trad gear. You go and you stack. You go a little bit dihedral, and you use your shoulders, your back, whatever you have, your knees, a lot. So you go and you stack, and you go and you go and you go. And finally, you find something, you play something, you take a breath, and you continue.
Wow. Wow. Scary. Yeah. So when like 10 or 15 meters run out is normal in a multi pitch.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
when it's easy and easy, when we say easy, uh, we use the UER grade system. So till five, five minus, that is easy. That is not so easy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you have to go. I mean, for somebody that is coming to climb in Meteora, you have to get used mostly the route fighting. That's uh,
Yeah.
that's the
Hmm.
problem. Not because the distances between the bolts is huge. Uh, you have to think that you cannot climb very hard, and you have to find the easiest way. So when you see, I mean,
Hmm.
you climb straight up 1 2 meters, but if you see something big at the right side, you have to do a small traverse and then to come back again. So actually, you never climb straight up. You have to go right, left, and find the easiest way. Yeah, especially for
Interesting.
your feet. Yeah, that's how you climb, and you can keep yourself safe. Because if you find
Yeah.
something big, you can place a sling or even a nut between the stones. We use that a lot. Nuts, we place nuts between the stones, and you can step because most of the climbing in the terrain is slab. So if you can step, you can go wherever you want. So you just slide your hands, you touch
Yeah.
the rock and you just walk and you do traverses with your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a good tip, actually, to someone
Yeah.
that comes for the first time.
And the other thing is that you have to listen to the rock. Okay, you have to grab a small pebble, but before you grab it, you have to see if it's moving a little bit, or you can hit it. Usually, I use my finger and I hit the the stones, and I listen to noise.
Yeah.
When I'm not sure, I just hit everything. I clean everything. I double check, triple check everything, and then I. Yeah.
Wow. So, so how would you get used to it? Like, I mean, I would say now modern climbers, even, not adventurers, but like people that climb multi-pitch normally, but they go to Meteora. I mean, they know what to expect. It's famous. Meteora is kind of adventurous, but how would you, recommend to approach it? Like, we'll talk later, and I'll ask you some for the show notes, like right after some recommended routes. So it would be cool later. But like, how would you approach that if you arrive now from somewhere else that you're not used to that?
Uh, you have to do something very, very easy. There are some routes that are very easy and with a lot of bolts, so you can go there, even if it's easy. I mean, it doesn't matter how easy it's gonna be. You have to go somewhere and see how is the feeling of the of this rock. Is it for you or it's not? You know, you need 1 day, you need 1 hour, 1 week. So you have to do a little bit of climbing, something easy, top roping. It's okay, just to see where how this rock how it is.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, but it's funny. I remember you recommended us like a route, and you say, "Yeah, there are plenty of bugs. Don't worry." And I remember walking up, and they were like, "Yeah, not so many." But
Yeah, I mean, you do
that's
multiple.
normal.
Yeah, if you do multiple climbing, if that's your style, you know that when we say there are a lot of bolts, it's not every 1 meter. It's gonna be two or three. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's something normal.
And, and now when like climbing is getting so popular, everywhere, do you have, because I follow some of I think it's your Instagram and some other guys, like do you have more like modern sport climbing and then developing like single or multi-pitch?
There is a place close to Meteora. It's 5 kilometers. Sarakina is the name. So that
Mhm.
is sport climbing, very good bullet, and I mean it.
Yeah, really. That's not Petra.
Theopatra is in 5 kilometers as well, but it's limestone.
Ah, it's a different one. Okay.
It's a yeah, different kind of rock, and there are
Wow.
more routes than Sarakina, of course, in Theopatra.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
Sarakina, it's a nice place because you can find pretty much all the levels of climbing that you're gonna meet in Meteora and all the styles, but it's very very safe.
Wow. That's
Mm.
nice, actually.
Yeah, that's a
Like, I
new
don't know what yeah.
it's a new place that yeah we start to establishing routes there the last 10 years, let's say. But now the last
Nice.
4 years there are a lot, and it's a nice place.
Nice. Yeah, I see. I can't remember now the name. It's like I think one of the famous single pitch there. in Meteora. I don't remember if it's on that. I don't think it's on that world, but it has a name that another very famous route has. Now I forget. I will remember it later. But it's like a black rock. I think it's like an maybe 8A or something like that. No, maybe it's 7B plus. It's
Where
such a beautiful. It looks so amazing.
in
I have
Meteora,
actually the guide.
in
Yeah,
Meteora. Yeah,
yeah,
probably the Black Window.
yes, this one.
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice one.
It looks so beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah, there are
Yeah.
some. When it's
So
hard, it's okay.
there are.
There are a few.
Yeah,
There are a lot of bolts. When it's easy,
yeah.
that's
That's the problem.
that's very difficult. When it's easy. Yeah,
Yeah. So if you're strong, if you try hard stuff, no worries.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But and then I remember when we were there, you told us also there is some bouldering around that you were developing during
Yeah,
COVID.
there is. There are some boulders in Meteor as well, but it's not the best quality for bouldering. So you try something, and after a few days, it's gonna be harder because something it will unstuck. But there are some in Meteora, and yeah, there is a place. Rizoma, it's 8 kilometers from Kalabaka for a few years now. I mean, more than something like 20 years that we start to clean these problems. And we found another place here in the Caradine that is, it's 2, 3 kilometers from Kalabaka. It's between Theopetra and Kalabaka. I mean, it's 2 kilometers if you go from the side of Kalabaka, but if there is a better road that you go to Theopetra, so it's a little bit more distance, but it's very close. And we clean something like 100 problems there.
Oh wow,
Yeah, during the Caradine,
nice.
we passed the Caradine there. We found a hut, an old hut. We rebuilt the hut. It was nice. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, something in that it was very close, and you never imagine that it's
You
gonna
never
be
studied.
something
Yeah.
so close. Yeah, so we never explored it. My brother was there a few years before, a lot of years actually before, and he found only a small part, and he said, "Okay, it's not so big deal." So all those years,
Hmm.
I just keep it in my mind and say, "Okay, but maybe we can find something." And finally, we found a very nice place. Yeah, yeah,
Indeed. Wow, amazing. So that's amazing actually, because in my mind, and I'm sure like for many people as well, like Meteora is only sketchy, like scary climbing or yeah, 99%, but it's actually not true. Like, okay, you have that. And if you are into that, or if you want to like explore kind of adventurous, so you have that a lot, and that's amazing. But you can also go there and mix and do some like normal sport climbing and even some bouldering, and that's amazing.
yeah, yeah. Everybody, when they're thinking about Meteora, they just make a search about the most famous routes, but the most famous and most classic, it's classic routes that somebody established established them 40, 50 years before. So you don't have to expect
Yeah,
that it's gonna be very good bolted. The anchor point is gonna be brand new. So but if you sense a little bit better,
yeah,
you can start uh, and do something more easy and find the proper routes for your level, for your style, and you can do whatever you want. Something very safe, something very scary, something super classic, and you know, with always it's a climbing with a good, yeah, it's a climbing with a good view, and you reach the summit of the tower. So that is something amazing. I mean, it's not just a wall that you climb a few meters and you go down. You just go and you stand up at the at the summit of something.
Yeah, that's amazing actually. And if we were talking about that, then you have like some recommendations of your best or your most recommended, I don't know, routes that you like the most, you think are good, whatever.
There are a lot actually. So yeah, I was yeah. I'm I will do something with some friends. We prepare a guidebook with the most classic, not only the classic, what to do, climb in Meteora and what to do in Meteora in general, how to start to climb in Meteora. So
Mhm.
we're gonna make a new climbing guidebook, and it's not gonna be only some pictures and that's it. Go go and do whatever you want. It's gonna be something that's to introduce you to Madeira. So in general, I tell you, you have to find something easy. There are some routes in Dupiani, of course. There are the small walls, that is single pits, uh, easy routes. Sarakina, you can go to Sarakina before everything. You can start Sarakina to see how it is safely to climb something to climb in conglomerate, and then you can go to the small walls and you can go to the north face of Dupiani. And yeah, it depends on your level. I mean, if you do something like more than 7A, 7B, 7C, you can try the Black Widow. Tetanus is another route next to it, and some other routes at this wall from the west side, from the east side. Yeah, Spindle, at the Spindle, you can find a lot of routes. And some others like Action Direct or Hidea.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are some.
Yeah, we'll do also a few like top list after.
Yeah.
I won't get you on the spot, so we will have a short list, and that's cool. Now a bit to like practical stuff. So, what would you suggest in terms of like gear to bring? How long a rope, or if someone is planning a multi-pitch trip, then should they bring double rope, or like how many quick draws, stuff like this?
Yeah. I think if you got 15 quick draws, it's more than enough. It's okay. Uh, you need the you have to carry with you a reverso or a tube device, because you have to belay somebody, all these things that usually people they don't have it, or only one. You've got one device like that tube device, and the other has a grigri or something like that. So you have to have the belaying and desetting devices, and you have to have ropes. Double ropes is the best option. If you've got two of 60 meters, it's very good for all the routes. Wherever you can go, wherever you want. Otherwise, you can use an 80 meters in some routes, but not everywhere. In some towers, you can go down with 80 meters. Uh, but yeah, so slings as well. A lot of slings, 60 centimeter, 120 for the rocks as well. That you said before. And what else? Some yeah, the nuts and threads, all the series of that. I mean, very small to very big, and I think yeah, you're okay.
And when you arrive to Meteora from sorry, from Athens, right? That's
Yeah,
right.
Athens and Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki.
Ah, right. And then when you are in Meteora, from my memory, it's quite small. So like you need a car, or can you get by with a
Yeah,
bicycle
it's
or
not necessary to have the car. I mean, especially you stay in Kastraki, most of the routes is very close to Kastraki because of the Kalabaka is there are less routes. So yeah, but still, I mean, the access it's not so big. If you are a Greek person, it's huge, so you need car for sure. But uh, otherwise, you can walk. I mean, the biggest distance
yeah,
probably it's gonna be 3 kilometers. The biggest. If you start
yeah,
from the east side of Kalabaka and you want to go to the north side, to the last towers, rock towers.
yeah. It's amazing because I remember it's like the towers. What is so beautiful is like the towers are there, and the villages like Kalambaka and Kastaki are inside the towers. It's like it's so amazing to see like the villages with
Yeah,
nature.
it's
It's so beautiful.
urban climbing.
So we have that. We covered, I think, quite a bit. What's the best times to come during the year?
The best time, it's spring and autumn. Yeah, during the summer it's very hot.
Spring and
Yeah,
autumn.
you can climb only a few
Uh-huh.
hours early in the morning until I think 10 to 11. You
Okay.
can climb even if it's very hot. You can start at 5 o'clock and you can finish at 10 o'clock at the when it's very very hot. But you cannot go at 10 o'clock during the night or even 12 o'clock. It's very hot. Even if you want to climb with a headlamp, it's very hot during the summer. And then, winter, because now let's say that is winter, it's super nice. It's from 12 degrees
Hmm.
until 17. Today it was 17, 16. So it was perfect. Yeah.
Amazing.
So because winter, the last the last years, it's not so cold. You can
Mm.
climb easily. If you are lucky and it's not raining,
Yeah.
you can climb.
And where is the best place to stay? In like not specific, but like yeah, Karambaka or Kastaki or both, or it doesn't.
Uh, Kalabaka, it's uh, it's a town, so you can find supermarkets, whatever you want. I mean, you can find pretty much everything.
Mhm.
Kastraki, it's a little bit smaller. It's a village, so but it's not so far. So it depends what you want. But Kastraki and Kalabaka, it's funny. I mean, it's less than 1 kilometer, so you can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to be a little bit more quiet, you can stay in Kastraki. And it depends where you're gonna stay. I mean, you're gonna use a room or you're gonna use your vans, cabin. I mean, there are two cabin sites in Kastraki. that is organized is super nice that you cannot find in Calabaga. And a lot of yeah, for the camper vans you can park pretty much everywhere around Meteora. Not in Meteora, but around you can find
Yeah.
nice spots.
Hmm. Nice. And yeah, because there it's so touristy, then you can also find it's very easy to find accommodations. Like yeah, yeah, everywhere. Yeah. Um, cool. Now, like well, rest days is easy because you just walk around and see the amazing towers and right temples. You have like cool stuff you can suggest.
Yeah, you can you can do some nice hikings.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hiking among the rock towers, some secret paths, some caves to explore. Busy stuff, a little bit harder if you want, and you can do something like via ferrata, but we use ropes, and so it's via colgata. So you can do some easy, yeah, it's easy climbing. It's scrabbling actually. You can, but we use you use ropes because it's dangerous, and you can do that. That is super nice. So that's the easiest way, the easiest and the safest way to climb on a tower, and you can reach the summit of
Mm.
the tower. Uh, you can do cycling, uh, something like downhill or you know enduro bikes and whatever you want in some nice fats. Yeah, inside in around the area, there are a lot of fats on that. Yeah, what else you can do? I don't know. You can do some base jumping. You can do highlining.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
paragliding. You can fly
is it allowed base jumping?
close to the. There's not a law that says that it's not allowed. It so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And I mean, we didn't get to that, but I remember when we were like talking the last time. Basically, I want to hear some crazy story. So, like, yeah,
Well,
I don't know from you.
yeah, we've got serious problems with the monks and the nuns especially.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they want to make this area private. So uh, whatever they cannot handle it, they don't want it. Okay, so the tourism is okay, the passage is okay because they go inside, they pay tickets, uh, they buy things, they've got shops inside the monasteries. But if you want to do paragliding, base jumping, highlining, so they don't like it. And yeah, a lot of times they call the police, and we've got some issues, but there's not a specific law that says that you cannot do highlighting, base jumping. So we just speak about that at the police station, and then we go back, then again, then again. So yeah, it's a huge problem, and it's not only about the activities around Meteora. It's about properties around Meteora. They want to make everything private, so actually they want to steal the public land and make it their own. That's a huge problem at the local community. Yeah, we fight
Hmm.
against them. Actually, they fight against people, and people fight back. But how it goes.
Yeah,
In Greece, it's a lot of corruption. So yeah,
yeah. But yeah,
that's
but you can
yeah,
do other things. You can go climb. It's all good still.
yeah. The special climbing. I mean, people climb here the last 50, yeah, 52 years, 53 years. So
Yeah,
I mean, properly.
yeah,
Yeah.
properly.
So it's not so. Yeah, it's not so easy to say, okay, we're gonna stop climbing, but slowly, slowly, they they want to stop everything.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I hope you guys know how to handle it. And it will be all right.
Yeah, we were doing our best.
Yeah, nice. Um, what else did I want to ask you? Just before we go, if you have any route that you love the most in Meteora, or few?
Yeah, I like the unfinished story that is in Surloti and the community path.
Unfinished story and community path.
Yeah, and the corner of madness.
And the Corner of Madness, that sounds good.
Uh,
What are those? Can you speak a bit about them? Like how many pitches and stuff?
the corner of madness. It's a crack climbing, dihedral crack climbing, super nice. The quality of the rock is it's nice. It's strat climbing, uh, but you can place a lot of gear. I
Okay.
mean, you can place every 20 centimeters. You can place something. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
first three bits is super nice. The fourth is super good bolted. Um, the rest is classic Meteora. It's a wall, so yeah, there are plenty of bolts. It's okay. And the unfinished story, uh, it's actually nobody have climbed it free yet. There's not a free attempt. There is a there's free attempt of the hardest pitch, that is the third pitch, but it's not a free completely attempt until the top. So I don't care a lot about that, but it's a nice route and has a little bit of everything. I mean, it starts with a wall, very strong, very strong climbing, and then it goes in a dihedral crack climbing, a little bit of chimney, and some small and nice traverses. It's super nice. And then community path. Uh, it's, uh, mostly it's chimney climbing. There's a big cave in the middle of the route, and it's overhang chimney climbing that it's it's weird. So they established it at 1979. It took them 3 days until they finished the route. And because it's above my house, it's my favorite.
Nice. It's a dream. Okay, last couple of things before we wrap up. So, very important in Greece is food.
Yeah,
So, if you have
unfortunately.
suggestions for, unfortunately, for tavernas, so I don't know, cafe meals or anything, or specific food.
Specific food, we don't have something specific that we eat here. We've got if you like meat, we've got very very nice meat, of course, grilled meat in all the versions of meat, and then the classic food. But because it's a small town, you can find it very very good cooked, and all the supplies are super nice. So even if you're vegetarian or you don't like meat, you can not only survive at this place, you can eat a lot.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, the food there in Greece is so good. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have something specific
Yeah.
yet. I mean, in Kastraki, most of the tavernas is in Kastraki, Kalabaga as well, but yeah,
Yeah.
most of them is in Kastraki, and some traditional cafe neo that you say is it's a place that you can go in the morning and have some coffee. You can go in the middle of the day and have some beers, and at the night you can drink chipuro, and you can eat as well, so you can stay all day long.
That's my
Yeah,
my rest day when I climb in Greece.
yeah.
Nice. Amazing. You have anything else like you want to say before we wrap up?
Uh, I don't know. I have to say, I want to say that there is a myth about climbing in Meteora, so don't let it be a myth. Just try to find your own myth in Meteora and explore the rock towers.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And if you, I know you're not super into social media and stuff, but if people want to follow, I don't know what you do, the gym, you have some Instagram.
yeah. The gym is yeah. The name of the gym is Climbing Meteora. So you can find always a place to climb indoors. It's small, but okay, we have a lot of things around to climb. So if you like to climb indoors, there's the climb in Meteora. There's this gym, and what else? Yeah. Otherwise, if you try outside, yeah, if you try outside and you cannot make it, you can try a local guide to help
Yeah.
you about this crazy run out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good suggestion. And the your gym is also a good place to find climbing partners, no?
Yeah, climbing partners, climbing gear as well, the basic, or if you want to rent something, I mean, ropes and devices, and slings,
Nice.
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
that's a meeting point, let's say, the last years.
Super cool. Amazing. Vasilis, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
It was really, really amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And yeah, take, take care and speak soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I sure did. It was super cool to hear all the insights and super cool stories from Vasily. Yeah, next episode, not next Monday, but the one after, as usual, every other Monday. Please share the podcast with your climbing friends and your traveling friends. And yeah, thanks for being here as well. please, feel free to see all the show notes in your podcast provider and the website climbingdestinationspodcast.com. And see you in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot and have a great week. Ciao, ciao.